please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you and welcome tonight. First order of business is the approval of tonight's agenda. Can we get a motion to approve the agenda for this evening?
So moved. Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion on the agenda? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. That carries. The next item of business is I need a motion to approve the Board of Education meeting minutes from February 2nd.
So moved. Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion or questions on the minutes from February 2nd? In that case, all in favor of approving the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. That carries. Next item is patron comments, and I do have a card tonight, so I need to read through the preface here. At every regularly scheduled board meeting, citizens may make a statement or address the board concerning issues pertaining to the Rockwood School District. Each speaker will be limited to 3 minutes. In practice, if a large group is represented by a spokesperson, we will allow the group 5 minutes to make their presentation. To address the board, complete a blue comment card prior to the start of the board meeting and give it to a communications department staff member. Citizens will be called to the lectern by the board president to make comments. The board values and appreciates you taking the time to provide your comments. In general practice, the general practice of the board is not to respond to your comments at this time, except to ask for clarification if needed. If appropriate, the district will provide a written response within a reasonable period of time. Please note that matters related to employee negotiations, legal issues, real estate, personnel, and student matters are reserved for board discussion during closed session. If a number of people are speaking on the same issue, we ask that you please try not to simply repeat the same comments from the previous speaker. Having said that, I do have one comment card, and Tim Clooney, please join us. Welcome.
Thank you for allowing me to be in. My name again is Tim Clooney with Advanced Exercise Equipment. Tonight you'll have before you a project that we hold near and dear to our heart. It's actually a project that I started working on about 30 years ago with the Eureka High School, in particular their weight room project. Again, it was kind of a launching point for me in the industry that I'm in. So again, it is near and dear to our heart. I'd like to think that together with your staff at the school, from athletic director to all of the coaches and faculty, chairs of the PE departments, over the years we've helped to make each of the weight rooms throughout the district something really special for your kids. So I'm asking for your support tonight. I know that you've got several bids in front of you tonight to consider. I'd like for you to think about the time that we've spent working with the district over the years and the products and services that we've provided over that time. Keep that in mind when making your decision. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, the next, we have one more. Sorry. Hope I say this right. Emma Resek? Did I say that right? Welcome.
Hello. Hi, my name is Emma Russick. I am the president of GSA here at Marquette High School, which is the Gay Straight Alliance, and I have come here tonight to address the well-being and the growth of the LGBTQIA+ students in the Rockwood community. I have had nothing but conversations filled with mutual respect with Rockwood employees on the predicament concerning pronoun usage and outing children and teens of the LGBTQIA+ community. The district must follow the wishes and what the parents and guardians want, but the children and the teens have to be prioritized. In the hopes of keeping these adults close to the forefront of our minds, we let go of students' abilities to fully thrive in the Rockwood environment. The current policy regarding coming on pronouns is very unclear and limited in the rights it gives to the students. Students need to be able to address their issues without fears of repercussions. Although some parents are extremely supportive, we must face the reality that others are anything but. Currently, at these Rockwood schools, when students come out to their counselors, they have no guarantee that they will not be outed. There is no official policy protecting student counselor confidentiality. I ask here today that we a concrete policy that empowers kids to come out on their own and make that step with their parents, and creating that counselor relationship that is very supportive. I have seen kids be exposed to their parents in a number of ways. I've seen it gone smoothly. I have seen it filled with love and respect. I have seen it filled with hate and neglect, and I have seen it with abuse, and I have seen kids get thrown out. I cannot sit here and watch more kids I care about fall. I am not claiming that my suggestion will fix everything, but I know it will help. I have seen teachers in some cases change kids' perspectives on life. I have watched the faculty back down in fears of legal consequences. I have no degree, I just care. I'm not a counselor. And the kids deserve more than just a teenager that cares about them. Yes, sexuality is just one part of our life, but when you are coming out as a teenager, it often can feel like it's all you are. I know that when I came out, it was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my entire life, and if I had not had that wonderful support system, I'm not sure how I would have done it. And I had that support system because I was lucky enough to have supportive parents. And I want every kid to have an adult that they can go to, that they feel like they can be themselves around. Two transgenders, I talked with 3 different transgender students on their feelings about being called by the wrong pronouns. One stated, it's a tired joke. People keep saying it and have to laugh along, but it's not funny. Another said, he doesn't expect everyone to remember, but it does hurt when you are being called by the pronouns after a long period of time. The last one said, it feels like having a closet door slammed in your face. It used to make me nauseous. It reminds me how freakish you are. These students need our help. These students need to be they need to be able to grow in this environment. I understand that I'm addressing a lot, and it's a lot to hear when you're hearing it for the first time. However, creating a policy in protecting student confidentiality is essential to making sure that these students can grow in our Rockwood environment, which I know that's what everyone here wants to have happen. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, the next item on the agenda is the superintendent and board comments, so I will turn that over to our superintendent, Dr. Comments.
Good evening. We have made it a practice in recent years when the board makes a administrative hire at the central office level in closed session that we announce that in open session. So here tonight to announce that the board has approved Deb Kettering, as we know her, Deborah, it says here, but I've never called you that. And Deb, come out from behind that curtain so people can and so Deb, a round of applause for Deb, and I'll say what just so everybody's clear, she's been hired as the district's Chief Information Officer for the 2017-2018 school year, replacing our beloved Brigadier General Will Blaylock, who is retiring this year to pursue being a Brigadier General, as he doesn't really have a choice. Ms. Kettering is who this is really about. Has 19 years of experience in Rockwood Technology Systems and is currently serving as the Director of Technical Support Services. During her service, she established security standards and managed the daily operations of all technology and support services. Ms. Kettering became one of 7 certified education technology leaders in the state of Missouri after completing the Consortium of School Networking's international exam. She earned a bachelor's degree from Ohio State University and a master's degree in information technology management from Western Governors University. So congratulations to Deb. We're thrilled to have you in this role. And a few other fun things to talk about. Rockwood's Rose Award nominees have been announced, and nearly 215 nominations were submitted with stories highlighting excellence of character, leadership, performance, and extraordinary service to Rockwood. Teachers, nurses, bus drivers, secretaries, custodians, parents, community members, the list goes on and on. That covers just some of the people who were nominated. 15 Rose Award recipients will be honored on Sunday, May 7th. We always look forward to that wonderful banquet. Congratulations to all of the nominees. The League of Women Voters will host a Rockwood School Board Candidates Forum on Monday, March the 6th from 7 to 8 p.m. Here, well, not here. I started to say here in the Administrative Annex. We are not there tonight, but in the Administrative Annex where we normally have our board meetings when we're not doing the award ceremonies. So that's March 6th from 7 to 8 p.m. 5 Rockwood citizens have filed their candidacy for three-year term positions on the board for the April 4 election. Just to make sure everyone understands, Mr. Dole filed his candidacy for one position that was just for a one-year position to complete a term that was vacated, and he was not challenged. So
We're feeling good about that.
so we think the election is going to go good for Mr. Dole. All right, the American Heart Association officials say that 4 Rockwood elementary schools placed in the top 20 schools in Missouri for the 2016 Jump Rope for Heart campaign. Those schools include Stanton, Babler, Wild Horse, and Pond. The schools raised between $11,000 and $18,000 each, with Stanton topping that list in the district. That's pretty impressive. Let me tell you why that's cool for me. I don't mind admitting this, but I'm a big supporter of the American Heart Association, and we know they're really finding success in the battle that they are fighting. In fact, they can impressively show you where our local dollars go, and those doing the research can actually quantify that into success that they feel that has saved lives. So it's a pretty neat thing. The last number of years, whether it's Jump Rope for Heart or National Wear Red Day or Go Red Day, we are pretty big participants in Rockwood, but Fort Zumwalt School District always edges us out in the state of Missouri, and they end up first place, and we've ended up second place, and Parkway's always knocking on our door in third place. So I extended to the superintendents, Dr. DeBray in Fort Zumwalt and Dr. Marty in Parkway, and challenged them that we have a little bit of a ante going, that the district that comes out on top, the other 2 superintendents are going to buy that superintendent a steak dinner. So I've got some skin in this game a little bit, but it's all in the name, no matter who comes out on top, just to try to ramp up participation. And I'm feeling pretty good about Rockwood's participation this year. So regardless, it's all for a good cause. We're happy about that. LaSalle Springs Middle School Principal Debbie Brandt announced to her staff on February 7th that their school has been chosen as a Leader in Me Lighthouse School by Franklin Covey Company. We have a lot of Leader in Me schools. We have a lot of Leader in Me schools that practice all sorts of character education in their building, but they really focus on the Leader in Me. The benefits of the Leader in Me program include helping students learn how to become self-reliant, to take initiative, plan ahead, and set and track goals. Congrats to Debbie and LaSalle Springs. Rockwood South Middle 6th grade student Madeline Damian has been awarded the Prudential Spirit of Community Award for the state of Missouri. I'm sure you remember Madeline. While a student at Stanton, Maddie, as she's known, mobilized her whole school to help her create care kits for kids undergoing chemotherapy after her aunt passed away from cancer in September of 2015. Maddie and her helpers have assembled more than 200 chemo care kits. In May, Maddie will travel to Washington, D.C. for recognition events. She will also receive $1,000 and be considered for one of 10 national awards. And she's already been featured on Good Morning America, I think. Wasn't it Good Morning America, Kathy, that Maddie was on? Yeah, so real star among us. So congratulations to Maddie. And Fairway Elementary physical education and health teacher Jeff Powell has been awarded a Bowler's Ed equipment grant. So he's going to be bringing bowling in. The Bowler's Ed grant program was developed to provide opportunities to teach students the sport of bowling with instructional curriculum and equipment available to use in schools. In 2016, 65 grants were awarded to schools and organizations in 29 states. All right, we've just got a lot of good news, but I'm getting close to the end here, so stick with me. A group of Fairway Elementary students is working to help bolster the habitat of monarch butterflies. We call it the Fairway 5. It's a group of 3rd graders, which includes Ashlyn Jacob, Alethea Shaquille, Kate Feeney, Sarah Mew, and Paige Blair. The girls presented their plan to Junior First Lego League judges February 11th as part of the FLL Creature Craze Challenge. Students had to choose an animal, present some of the problems facing that animal, think of a solution, and build a working Lego model explaining their solution. We talk a lot about working with Legos as a STEM effort in our elementary schools, and I think sometimes people think we're just talking about playing with Lego toys, and these are invention kits and really create great learning experience for the students. The girls' action step is to ask Principal Dr. Lorinda Cry, if they can plant milkweed in the school garden, so congrats to them. And finally, at Baldwin and Ellisville Elementary Schools, guidance counselors try to get students to start thinking about what they are going to enjoy doing for a living. We talk a lot about finding the spark in our kids at an early age. Counselors are not trying to get students to pick a career before they are 10 years old, but the Career Portfolio Conferences encourages students to ask the right questions about their skills and preferences and how those might match up with certain career paths. And the great thing as we end this is we have it captured in a little video. So we're going to play that video now. Correct, Alex? Here we go.
These chairs.
They've got a whole white book that's open to them, but they need to be very thoughtful about it. They need to really be able to identify their strengths, and they need to see how these people, how these community members, because they're going to see a few, quite frankly, the people we invite in are people that are pretty passionate about what they do, and it shows.
They went through their core values, what they want out of the job, their career cluster, and their personality, things like that, and how that would add up to a potential career. So it's very neat.
We are talking about, strengths, what kind of things we want to do based on like tests that we've taken, like what is good for us based on what we want to do.
I was wanting to do law, public, and government and corrections. Well, my grandpa served in the Navy, which he helped. He made a difference, and I kind of want to do the same thing. Without this, I wouldn't have my career set up for me when I get after college.
And there's some little skills in there. They have eye contact that they need, the confidence that they need, the practice that they need. It's not an interview, but real life practice into sharing information, communication skills.
Thanks, Alex. And that is all I have for my report tonight.
All right, any comments from other board members?
Thank you for the passes, Kathy, Janet. Both passes, thank you.
But see, it seems fitting that we're at Marquette, and the donations this board meeting came from the Marquette Parent Organization, $6,500 to offset the costs and scholarships for the relief fund. This is where the students go take a trip during spring break. I'm not sure where they're going this year. Funds are used to provide scholarships to students helping on the trip, food, and transportation. Thanks, Marquette High School parents.
In that case, I'd like to make an announcement. According to the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education in Missouri, school boards are required in February to do a review of the superintendent and to decide on the status of the superintendent's contract. The board voted unanimously tonight to extend Dr. Knost's contract for one additional year, so he will be here through the year 2020, and we think that's a wonderful thing for the district. So thank you for your help. Any other board comments? All right, then we'll go on to the consent agenda. Making a motion to approve the consent agenda items as submitted.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion of the consent agenda items?
I need to abstain.
Okay.
Pull out 8:10, please. I need to abstain on that.
Okay. For all of the items except 8:10, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. That carries. On number 10, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, say no. Any abstentions?
I abstain.
One abstention. All right, that takes care of the consent agenda items. We'll go on to the regular agenda items. The first one is let me see if it's a motion. Doesn't look like it. Inoculations for students, I guess Amy Ware is going to this. Hi, Amy, welcome. Well, this is a first reading. I'm not seeing it on here, but I think the motion needs to be to postpone it until future. What's that?
didn't get the motion on
All right, so I need a motion to postpone approval of policy 2850 until the next board meeting.
No.
This is, yeah, this is,
Revision and final reading.
Yeah. Yep.
Legal requirements.
Oh, so we're not going to do another one. So we are going to
Right.
approve it tonight.
We're gonna try to do all three of them together.
Yeah.
we
all
need
right.
to do because of statute
All right,
requirements.
so sorry for my confusion, but we do need a motion to approve this policy. We don't do the first and second reading when it's a legal requirement. So can I get that motion?
So moved.
Second.
Yeah, motion and second. Sorry, please.
So most kids have this, right? I mean, most kids have,
Well, we know that more kids have it now than they did last year. Some pediatricians were doing it on a regular basis, some were not.
depends. Okay.
It's definitely, it's not new news anymore, and our families know it. We've communicated that well, and sometimes struggled to get all students into having that inoculation, but we're moving in the right direction.
All right, any discussion? All right, the motion is to approve the revisions to policy 2850 in order to reflect revisions to Missouri State Statute 167.181. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. Thank you, that carries. Thank you. The next issue is bond issue purchases and related contracts between $7,500 and $150,000. I think Tim Rooney and Chris Friend are going to join us. Need a motion to approve the bond issue purchases and related contracts from $7,500 to $150,000 as submitted.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Hello, Chris.
Good evening. There's just one facilities-related item on the agenda tonight for approval, and that is the roof replacement of the Crestview cafeteria facility. We unfortunately had some wind damage after the first of the year, and the majority of this will be reimbursed by our insurance carrier. Kind of confusion item was created. We were unsure of that amount, but we know that they will reimburse us $90,000 of this total cost.
Any discussion on the roof replacement project? All right, all those in favor of approving the bond issue purchase, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. That carries, thank you. The next one is for bond issue purchases and related contracts over $150,000. And I think we have two of them, so we'll take them one at a time. The first one, I need a motion to approve the bond issue purchase and related contracts over $150,000 from CDW Government for Technology Department switches. Have that motion?
Yes. So moved.
Motion and a second. I guess that's fairly self-explanatory with that.
It's an upgrade of our MDM idea. It's important to note on both of these two items that they're E-rate funded, so this is basically, we're seeking approval now, and then we send that forward to USAC. They will approve it and fund it sometime this fall. So it's not, you're not approving work that's going to be in. You're approving the potential for this work to happen sometime next school year.
Okay. Any questions on the network switches purchase? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. That carries. We have one more. I need a motion to approve the bond issue purchases and related contracts over $150,000 from TSI Global Companies for Technology Department structural data cabling projects.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second.
This is wiring upgrades at Ball, Chesterfield, and Bell Valley, Wallace Elementary. The same scenario on the funding is through E-rate, so we have to have board approval before it goes forward to USAC to get the funding in place for next year.
What level of cabling is the district standard?
Cat 6.
Cat 6? Okay.
You say Netflix?
Category 6. Only a nerd would know what that is, so I'm good. All right. Any discussion on this motion? All right, all those in favor of the motion to approve this purchase, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. Great, that carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Is a very nice light agenda with the awards tonight. The only thing, couple things left is a discussion topic on the agenda for the March 9th meeting. And I guess a note to remind everyone that that meeting was originally scheduled for March 2nd, and we moved it to the 9th. So it will be on the 9th, but otherwise it's the same meeting.
Do we have the final for the curriculum, the math?
That was in consent tonight.
Okay. Oh, up here.
The agenda next time.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Again, doesn't look real heavy next time around, but we should have some things that'll be coming up. Any discussion on that agenda? All right, future items to attend. Again, informational, but I think we have a list to bring up.
I think Jan and I have been talking about that every year we have this, the board has talked about, maybe some have been wanting to be a little more involved in MSBA conferences, and every year we have a conflict with a board meeting. It's been following that. The annual conference this year is October the 5th through the 8th, and we have a board meeting on the 5th. Don't need to do anything about that tonight, but since a couple members have mentioned interest in being more active in MSBA, something we want to put on the radar and to think about if that would be interest. And we may want to do that after the board is seated, but just to have it on your radar to be thinking about.
That brings us to the end of the agenda for this evening. Does any other board member have anything else to bring up tonight, to discuss? All right, thank you for coming. We will adjourn.